Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video, and let's take a look on some spreadsheets made by Gzsabi. So thank you, man, helps a lot with this, and let's get into it. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 15,000 subscribers until the end of the year. Thank you all the members, thank you all the patrons, and let's get into it. I will leave this in the description. It is on the Discord as well, so yeah. But still, let's talk a little bit about the R27, R27ER, the AIM7M, R27R. So we have the possibility of the R27ER becoming a thing in War Thunder due to the R27R not having enough energy, apparently, which is weird. Let's talk a little bit about the R27R first. As you see here, I don't know about you guys, but I really doubt that the R24 in real life has more energy than the R27R. I really doubt that. I really doubt that. I don't know what is happening right now. Where are these specs coming from? So this is power, and this is the amount of burn time of the missile. I really don't know, because to be honest, in the CS, I know the CS is not perfect as well, but the R27R basically has a very close delta V to an AIM7F, like there, an AIM7M. They're basically a copy right now, but still. And right here, I mean, what is this? What is this? Like, okay, but how an R24 has more energy than an R27? Maybe I'm completely wrong, and I don't know anything about anything, but I just think that this doesn't make sense. Even in here, for example, it has more delta V with, I mean, the AIM9C, for example, with less burner and less power, which is funny, very funny. But might be due to the weight and other things, but still, it is probably due to that, because it is a very heavy missile, but still, come on, man, like, you sure about this, Gaijin? Like, this is from the files, okay, on the game, that it's added right now. The R27ER is added right now, and the files is just not implemented. Like, are you sure about this? I don't know, man. I feel like this is wrong. It just feels weird, right? So, I don't know. Maybe if they fix the R27R, in many sources state that it has a minimum burn time of 8.6 seconds. So maybe that's wrong. If we get an 8.6 seconds with the same amount of power, or maybe even a little bit less, but not too much, we'll probably get to this figure of delta V. Remember, delta V is basically, it's a way to account for the energy that the missile has, okay? The amount of acceleration that it can have, a total, and etc. So it is a way to just deal with this. So as I was saying in the other video of the MiG-29, I just think that the R27 is completely wrong right now. I might be completely wrong as well, but I do think that it's nerfed, and if they actually added the proper energy that the R27 should have to actually be able to hit targets far beyond 20 to 30 kilometers, which is basically cannot do right now, only if the target is completely immovable, you know, it would be able to do that with the 8.6 seconds. It would be just fixed, and probably everything would be a little bit more correct. Another thing is that I do think that this is wrong as well. I do think that, but I already, saw some sources stating that it is 11 seconds, this one, and this is 8.7. So it would make sense that if this one is nerfed from a certain source, normally they don't use sources for this, to be honest. I know this from these stats over here, that they don't actually use normally sources. I think they actually admitted that they actually just use calculations, or I don't know if they just use it, but the main source for them is calculations of energy and drag and stuff. So, and then they add the power later, which is a very odd way to deal with that, but still. And I think the calculations are weird in all of these missiles, but the R27 especially, and I do think that in the files right now, this is weird as well. It's supposed to be a lot better than the AIM7F and AIM7M, the ER, and it's just a tiny bit more. It's like 20% more. It should be like 40%. I mean, this missile, it's supposed to hit 80 to 90 to 100 kilometers. Something that AIM7M, even though it has the capability of it, it is almost impossible, right? So I don't know, it just feels weird that the R27R and the ER in the files are really lacking power over here. Might be my biases, but still, it's something that is just weird in my opinion. Okay, but I mean, look at this. I mean, it's almost the same burn time, but then it has 11 seconds with 6 kilonewtons. I mean, come on, man, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, whatever, right? But let's talk about the ER. If they don't want to fix the R27R, or for some reason it is realistic, right, like this or anything like that, the ER could fix that. And let's see, compare to the other AIM-7s and the other missiles a little bit. So first things first, the mass of the missile. As you see, the ER is a lot heavier than the normal R, like 100 kilograms more, and even more than that for the AIM-7s. So it is a heavy missile, which means that at shorter ranges, you will have problems with inertia, right? But we will talk a little bit about why this is not a problem. Another thing, mass at the end of the sustainer. This is the most important thing. When the missile stops burning, look at the weight difference. It's not that much, right? Like 25 kilograms, not that much. Against the AIM-7s, 38 kilograms, a little bit more heavy. So in a general sense, it will be a heavier missile. Heavier missile needs more AOA. Basically, we'll lose more energy trying to beat that inertia of being more mass, having more mass, right? Another thing that we need to consider is that the ER has a 2-second burner of 73 kilonewtons. 73 kilonewtons. This is... Whoa. Yeah. This is... Yeah, compared to this, even if you put it like in the same kind of category here of 4.5 seconds, it would be around, like, for example, it would be like 60,000 total here. If you like divide this to become a 2-second burn time for power, for example. So still, it's a lot of power. It's a lot of power. And then it has a sustainer of 7 seconds with 25 kilonewtons. So look at the difference. It is going to be a very OP missile, even in this current state that some people might say that it's nerfed. It has a 2-second burn time of 73 kilonewtons, and then a 7-second burn with 25 kilonewtons. It's a strong missile, man. AIM-7s have a 27 for kilonewtons for 4.5, and then an 11-second 6.3 it's basically 6.3 kilonewtons. So yeah, it's going to be a strong missile, man. If the ER is at it, it is going to be on the level... I mean, I don't think it's going to be on the level of the Phoenix. Yeah, the Phoenix has a little bit more, a lot more actually, of Delta V, which is the energy. But still, it's going to be closer to the Phoenix than of all the other missiles, and being able to turn 30 Gs as well. Everything else of the ER right now in the files, it is basically the same as the R. So the Seeker is basically the same. Of course, it has some differences over here, for example, the PID. So it might change over here, but not too much as well, I don't think. And the flight characteristics of it, of course, are basically the same. The main thing about this is just it has a lot more energy, but basically this is it, right? And supposedly it's a lot faster, a little bit faster. So yeah, maybe that helps a little bit, but I don't know. I just feel like if they fix the R27R, it would be all right. If they can't fix it because this is how it is in real life, or I don't know why, I don't think they will fix this because they never fixed the burn time of the R24 and R23. We will see an R27ER being added. And if this thing is added, I don't think it's going to be OP because there's so many aircraft flying with AIM-7s and there's going to be only one aircraft flying with the ER. So it's not like it's going to be OP. but it's going to be very much a competitor head to head to of course it will be better than the M7M, and it will be better than the Phoenix as well in turning. So it will have a shorter range than the Phoenix, but turning with the 25Gs. Where is it? Here. So yeah, complicated, right? So I don't know what is going to happen, but still. So yeah, guys, basically this is it. If the ER is coming, it's going to be the best missile in the game, at least semi-active, obviously. Of course, it will lose a little bit for the range, as I showed to you guys against the Phoenix, but the Phoenix is a whole different type of machine, so it's not even fair to compare them to each other, right? To them, it's not fair to them, right? So yeah, but it is going to be way better than these two. So I don't know, I just feel like if they fix this, it would be fine, but still. Of course, we can always receive the ET as well, which will have a little bit more energy, not by much, but it is a little bit more, just due to the fact that it's a little bit lighter, okay? Everything else is the same. Obviously, the head of it is IR seeker and not a radar seeker. The range, everything else, the turning are the same as the R. But obviously we would need to have a better IRCCM as well, because I think the IRCCM on this thing is way better than the other one on the T. Obviously they said yesterday that they are using an IRCCM type of thing on the T variant, but it is one of those earlier variants, right? So it is basically changing the FOV of the missile after the launch. And yeah, I think the T can change the frequency, but not change the frequency, but basically ignore frequencies to basically ignore any flares at a certain range and stuff. So yeah, that would make it a very OP missile, but still. And of course we have the R73 here, which is also a very good in energy-wise missile. As you see, 13 kilonewtons for such a light missile. It is very good, as you see the delta V here. Way better than the R60M and better even than the AIM-9L. So it will have more range than the AIM-9L if it's ever added properly. Of course, being a 40G missile as well. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Do you think that the R27 is wrong? The R27R? Do you think that the ER is needed? Do you think we need a fix for the R or the ER will be too OP? Do you think that the M7M should be better or anything like that? Leave me in the comments, and especially leave in the comments if you think that this is correct. I find this odd that the R24R has more energy than the R27R. It's just really weird. Like, I have no idea how weird this is, but anyway, this was it for the video, guys. Subscribe, thank you all the members and Patreons, and I see you guys on the next one. So bye guys, see you.